and welcome to my second booktube video about books. We will be discussing today the two books that I read in my book clubs this month. I've got a physical book club at work where we're all there, and a book club that I run on Facebook with some friends. We're going to be talking about the books that we discussed last time. Just before I start though, I just want to thank everyone who's watched this video. I've got something like 230 views now, and that's unlike anything I ever thought it would achieve. So I'm really, really pleased, and thank you for watching. Anyway, back to the books. The two books we read in my book clubs this month were Kate Atkinson, Life After Life, that we did in my book club that I run on Facebook, and The Fault in Our Stars by John Green, that was done in my book club that I run at work. So I'm going to start with The Fault in Our Stars by John Green. So this is a book about a young girl called Hazel who has an inoperable form of cancer. Bear with me, it's not as depressing as it sounds, although it is very sad. And it's about her life, and it's basically about her being a teenager. She falls in love with a boy, and it's just about that, and just a lot happens in not many pages. So I absolutely love this book. This was the fourth time I'd read this book, and I will definitely be reading it again, because every time I read it, I laugh in all the right places, I cry in all the right places, and it's a really enjoyable read. Everybody at the book club said it was an easy read, and a few of the girls who hadn't read anything for a while said that this really got them back into reading. So if you're looking for something like a beach read, or something that you want an easy read to get you back into your reading, then this is definitely the book for you. As I said, I cried in all the right places and I laughed in all the right places. It's sad and funny and heartwarming, and it's just got a bit of everything. There's really something for everybody in this book, and you will enjoy it, I promise. One of the most impressive things I find about it is that it was written by a guy, John Green. He's written loads and loads of books. I've got quite a few of his, and I need to get reading them all. But the perspective of it from a teenage girl is just incredible. Like, you would never know that it is written by a man. You would just never ever guess it. So that is impressive in itself, and it's just really good. If anyone's seen the film, there's a film made of it. It sticks really well to the film. One of my pet peeves is books that are followed up by films that are nothing like the book. The example I always use is My Sister's Keeper, when I can't remember what happened, but basically the complete opposite to what happened in the book happened in the film. But the film almost feels like it's used this as a script, and it's a really good adaptation of the book. So I'd recommend, if you've read the book and you enjoyed it, then you'll love the film. So basically, really well received. People really enjoyed it. They found it easy to read. It was a good segue to get back into reading. And I would just say to you, if you haven't read this already, then you should read it, because it is just so lovely and just enjoyed by all. Okay, so that was The Fault in Our Stars by John Green. The next book, as I said, was Kate Atkinson, but Life After Life. So this we read in my book club over Facebook that I run with some friends. This I really enjoyed. I looked at it and thought, goodness me, that is daunting. It's over 600 pages long, but it really was a joy to read, and I didn't at any point feel like I was slogging through. I really loved it, and the storyline is that, and it's confusing, so bear with me. There's a lady, the main character, Ursula. It's basically what would happen if she didn't die when she died. So the first scenario is that she's born in a snowstorm and she dies straight away. But what happens if she didn't die in the snowstorm? And then it continues on. So it goes up throughout her life. So when she's a little girl, her brother throws the doll out of the window, and she goes after the doll, slips on some ice and dies. So what happens if her brother didn't throw her doll, and that was going to turn into? It sounds a lot more confusing than it is, but every time I got to the point in the book where she died, I had to read on to find out how she didn't die. It goes through war, it goes through husbands, it's just really interesting, and I really enjoyed it, and much more than I thought I would. I was really pleased that I read it, because I don't think, if this hadn't been for book club, I would never have picked this up and thought, oh yeah, I really want to get into that. But I really enjoyed it. A lot of the other people thought that it tapered off a bit towards the end. I didn't feel that. I felt that I really enjoyed it the whole way through, and I was just as gripped by the end as I was throughout. So I really enjoyed that part of it. It was a gripping storyline, and that's what kept me going throughout, despite the fact that it was 600 odd pages long. There's a sequel to this book called A God in Ruins by Kate Atkinson again. That follows the storyline from the main character's brother's perspective. So I'm really looking forward to reading that. But that's a hardback at the moment, so I'm going to wait for it to come out in paperback, but I will be reading it. And a lot of people who had read the book said that they would be reading the sequel as well, so that's good. It's quite humorous in places. Obviously, the main theme of this book, the main thread running through it is death. It's about a woman who has a second chance at every sort of death, but the main character's quite sharp and quite witty, and I really enjoyed that, and there was a few times I sort of chuckled aloud to myself, so that was really good as well. Overall, I would definitely recommend the book to people. If you're not a big book reader, then maybe looking at this is a bit daunting to you, but I really didn't struggle with it at all. I really enjoyed it, and a few people who didn't read the book in time for book club, I would say to them, definitely read it, because I think you'd really enjoy it. Again, I think there's something for everyone in there. And yeah, so that's what happened with the book clubs this month. Kate Atkinson, Life After Life. I would give that 4 stars. Really enjoyed it. Really enjoyed it. Fault in Our Stars, John Green, 5 stars out of 5. Can't get enough of this book. So next month, for my book clubs, I mentioned this earlier in my June haul, for my online book club with my friends, we are reading The Humans by Matt Haig, and for the book club that I run at work, we're reading We Were Liars by E. Lockhart, both of which, easy reads. Gonna get into these soon. Thanks very much for watching. See you next week. Cheers, bye. Can you see it? Can you see her at all?
Barely.
Minnie, come here. Who's that? What's over there? You don't dance.